What's up, everybody? It's Wes and Andy back for the latest go round at Tuesday night Random Fandom. Of course, this is the show that is much lighter in nature, where we can just hang out and
be random.
Talk about your week and how it's going. By the way, how is your week going?
I will let you know tomorrow.
Oh, what?
You remember last week when I got into it about how Toys R Us has the product?
Oh,
will not ship it to me.
Yes.
Well, it's in stock at a store that is relatively close.
Drivable. Okay.
So I'm going tomorrow.
Yes.
And I will let you know how that turns out.
So wait, what is the outcome that you were hoping for?
I want the Battle Android Trooper.
Right. The classified bat. Okay.
And it's been in stock. It's been in reach, but Toys R Us has failed twice now.
Okay.
To do it. I tried ordering it for pickup.
For pickup. Yep.
And it wouldn't let me. I go through customer service and they're like, yeah, there's something wrong with your bank info. Like, no,
I don't buy.
My address is fine. It's been fine.
I don't know.
What did you do to your site? Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, we made some adjustments.
Yeah, sure you did. Sure you did.
So all of a sudden, I can't order online.
All right. Well, so much for that.
So the saga continues.
It is Random Fandom. It is our weekly show where we talk about sort of the entertainment and pop culture headlines. Oh, what is that? A little vibration there. Sorry. Talk about the entertainment and pop culture headlines that caught our attention over the last several days. Since the last time we hung out and did this. It's also the show where you guys can tell us what's happening in your entertainment and pop culture space. Because, man, I don't catch everything. I don't know about you.
I don't. I catch everything.
And I don't necessarily know what's important to you guys. I don't know what's like. I have nothing to say about Jedi Survivor because I haven't got it. I don't have it. First of all, I don't have a machine that will play it.
Me either.
And I haven't got it. Although I do understand that the people who purchased it on computer are not having a good time.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, it's unplayable. Yeah.
Apparently, Hank has it not on computer because he's over
the
moon with it.
PlayStation guy, right?
Yeah.
Hank is out there in the world being the responsible adult for all of us tonight. So we wish you well, whatever you're doing tonight, Hank. I hope you're not hanging off a multi-story building somewhere downtown Halifax, yelling at people making the news.
But if he is, he'll be strapped in properly.
That's right.
Like an adult.
Wow. Random Fandom Tuesday. It wouldn't be the same if we didn't find a piece of random trivia. Have you got one for us?
I got one for you.
All right, let's do it.
This one's pretty random. Which solo artist released the albums Get Rich or Die Tryin', The Massacre, and Curtis?
Man, first of all, I get the feeling that this is a person I've never heard of because I don't recognize.
You've probably heard of him.
Okay, so it's a him. It's definitely a him.
Yes,
it's a him. Okay. Pop rock, because I'm like completely I have no idea.
I would say he's known in pop culture, but he's not strictly pop culture.
All right. I'd say read it one more time for the sake of the audience here.
Certainly.
And see if anybody wants to chime in.
Which solo artist released the albums Get Rich or Die Tryin',
The
Massacre, and Curtis?
I'll give you the condensed Jeopardy. Do 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 do. Oh, wait, we've got one. We've got an answer. Wait, Sean. Sean's here. Sean, hi, Sean, by the way. Thanks for hanging out. Sean says 50 Cent.
And Sean is correct.
Oh.
Way to go, Sean.
Did you use Google for that? There's no way I would have got that.
Really?
No.
You didn't know Fitty?
I don't know Fitty.
You gotta know Fitty.
I mean, I'm aware of Fitty, but I don't
aware of it.
I don't know Fitty. He did a movie once.
He's done a couple, hasn't he?
Yeah, like a supporting kind of tough guy.
Yeah. Been shot a couple times.
I don't envy that.
He's got street cred.
I do not envy that. Guys, Random Fandom Tuesday nights, of course. Hit us up in the comments with all of your Random Fandom points that you think were important. Once again, I am going to make an overture for. We are a call-in show. It's right there.
It should work.
We think our test call tonight did work, and we believe we have troubleshot hopefully for the last time, our issues. So, if you want to be on the show, if you want to call in and tell us what's happening in your entertainment world, you can use the WhatsApp link in the video description below. You can hit us up in the banner of our YouTube channel, also embedded on the Facebook page over at Fandom Power on Facebook. So give us a call if you'd like. And without any further ado, oh, Sean, you wanted to tell us you knew that because, oh, Jesus. I'm dropping stuff. Your dad listened to 50 Cent. 50 Cent.
Well, I guess technically he's been out there for like 20 years.
Yeah. I guess he has. Okay, cool. Sean, do you remember any of the movies that he's been in by any chance? I know he's there's one, at least one that I remember him being in. I'm like, oh, that's 50 Cent. Anyway, I couldn't tell you the movie. It's been an interesting week in pop culture. We got a few things we want to talk about this week.
Some sadness.
Some sad. Do you want to start with I guess that's kind of the way we have it arranged here. Let me just move this over. Can I do that? Yes, I can.
Sure you can.
This just broke last night. In fact, I saw this on the official social media within an hour, I think, of the actual announcement. We lost a legend.
We did.
Lost a Canadian legend, and Gordon Lightfoot.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you remember your first exposure to Gord?
Gord's Gold.
Gord's Gold. I have Gord's Gold 1 and 2.
Nice.
On CD. There was definitely Gordon Lightfoot in our house growing up, as long as I can remember. I can't say that I'm a huge fan. I do like Gord's, like I like the radio friendly stuff. I like, Sundown and The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Canadian Railroad Trilogy.
Yeah. And of course, if you can read my mind, love.
Mm-hmm.
I read a thing earlier today, and this was I kind of laughed, and I'm like, oh, I can see him saying that. Gordon Lightfoot said that he'd never heard a cover song of his music that he didn't like.
Fair enough.
Oh yes, Kim, rip Gord. I know. Sad news in the world of folk music. Now that's a thing too, right? Folk music. I don't think
maybe not
a lot of folk singers that have hit the international acclaim of Gordon Lightfoot. Yeah, so I mean, all the best to Gord's family. We're so sorry for your loss, for everybody's loss. We all feel it as Canadians.
Yeah. Another Gordon.
Yeah. What's next here? I want to preview ahead. Oh, this is an interesting one. Let's turn it. This is
a weird
This
one.
is potentially more happy times.
It's got potential.
Again, never saw this one coming.
No.
In fact, when the news broke, now this broke before the weekend. So this one actually had me like, is this for real? Who's pranking me? But no, it's not a prank, everybody. Hasbro and Mattel are partnering up so that they can flex each other's big IPs. Now, I take that to mean that it's going to be not necessarily the stuff that they own outright, although that's not off the table. One of the proposed things that they talked about right off the bat was Transformer themed Hot Wheels. Totally makes sense. Hasbro owns Transformers. Mattel owns Hot Wheels. Robots in disguise. Most of them are cars. It just makes sense. But
they've also talked about a Barbie monopoly to coincide with the movie.
Yeah. And then I read a thing about that's a good point you make, to coincide with the movie. And that seems to be the big flex right now, at least in this first few months, is that it's going to flex some of the big movie IPs. Will it lead to crazy action figure crossovers?
Maybe.
Sean has a thought on that. As he says, more useless Marvel Legends. Well, I'm going to leave that up for a second because the thought just occurred to me. Now,
Barbie's Black Widow.
How about the Amalgam Universe?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Now, mind you, Mattel lost the DC master license, so I guess that's really off the table. So my bad. I was still thinking that DC was done by Mattel, but that's not true anymore.
Got to get in with McFarlane.
Should have been a little quicker on that one. I don't know, but we've got, I mean, what's the big one right now for Mattel? Masters of the Universe for boys is back with a vengeance. Can we do something crossover Masters of the Universe with Hasbro? I mean,
probably.
I don't know.
They've already been crossing over with other properties like your WWEs and whatnot.
Right, but Mattel has been the master toy guys for WWE for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it like the potential. Hasbro's got some of the best brands going right now in entertainment with well, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Power Rangers, which they outrightly own. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Barbie every once in a while will get like these weird. We've seen superhero Barbies. Yeah. We've seen Star Trek Barbies.
I have Harley Quinn Barbie in my
maybe collection. We'll be seeing Marvel Barbies as well.
Maybe.
I don't know. That'll be interesting. Hasbro and Mattel, though. I mean, did you ever think?
No.
Oh man. Man, I should have looked at these ahead of time, so I'm not getting blindsided by these. But hey, we did talk about them all. I know we did.
Yeah, I think we're going back to a sad one.
Are we going to another sad one?
But another personality that has affected everyone.
Okay, I'm ready for it. Oh, right.
Really, really affected everyone.
Yeah. We lost Jerry Springer.
We did.
I don't think nobody saw that one coming either. Really.
No.
Now Jerry left TV, left his daily talk show. Was it a couple of years ago, I guess?
Something like that. Not too far back.
Somewhere in the mix. And I just happened to be, there's this like new influx of like streaming services out there. Like Tubi's been around for a little while, but like there's Pluto now, which is kind of funded by Paramount. It's mostly Paramount programming. Well, you can go quite down. There's quite a rabbit hole in these free services when you get looking at what's in there. And I stumbled across a date, like a courtroom show, like a Judge Judy style show. And I kid you not, somebody gave Jerry Springer a courtroom show that he presided over as the judge. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You remember Jerry Springer was mayor of Cincinnati for a while back in the 70s? This was an interesting one. This kind of ties into what we were.
Even though we're not a Star Wars show.
I know we're not a Star Wars show, but I thought that this was awesome because it's the right time of year for it. Here we are in May.
Really is.
We are on the verge of May the 4th is coming up very quickly. So, I mean, we're going to be, by this time next week, we will be barfing Star Wars because of the amount of stuff that's going to happen in the next week for May the 4th. But that being said, there is a Jerry Springer connection. It is believed that while Jerry Springer was the mayor of Cincinnati all the way back in 1978, that he may have been one of the first Star Wars days ever. And old Mayor Jerry Springer presented the key to the city to
Chewbacca.
To somebody in a Chewbacca suit anyway. They gave him the key to the city, and of course Cincinnati, also the headquarters of Kenner Toys. So what a cool little connection that that I just wasn't really aware of. That being said, as Kimberly wants to point out, not a Star Wars show. I swear we're not.
We're just random tonight.
We're just mostly a Star Wars show. Sean, I was not aware of that. The bartender from the TV show MASH. She passed away. The bartender in MASH. I don't know who that is. I don't remember there being a bartender in MASH.
I remember Hot Lips Houlihan.
Sure, that's Loretta Swit.
Yeah.
Was there a bartender in MASH? I thought that the guys had the still set up in the swamp. They made their own booze. You didn't really see now Henry Blake sometimes had a bottle in his drawer in the office, but maybe when they went to Tokyo or
maybe
when they were on leave, but was there a recurrent bartender character?
I don't know for sure.
I don't know. Rossi Bar. That's an interesting. I don't know that one. I'm a big MASH fan, and even I didn't know that. We're gonna have to look that one up. I need to know more about that. I was not aware of that. Thank you for passing that on, though, Sean. I appreciate that. All right, so our condolences from the show out to Jerry Springer's family and everybody who enjoyed the Jerry Springer show over the years. And of course, all of its cringe worthiness.
You can't say that it didn't affect pop culture.
Absolutely not. I mean, it popularized the throwing of chairs almost as much as wrestling.
Even more so.
What do we want to talk about next? Oh, let's go to this one. This one was interesting.
A little bit bittersweet, I guess, for this one.
Funny, you told me about this earlier this week.
I heard about this just the other day.
I just saw the solicitation for tickets. The tickets are about to go on sale here for this one. There is a stop in Toronto. Yeah, so Aerosmith on their farewell tour. Have you seen Steven Tyler lately?
I have not.
I've seen some recent photos of him, and he does not look good. I mean, he's a skinny guy to begin with, but it just looks like something's going on there. Whether it's health related or other. I know like there is a long history of Steven Tyler, on again, off again with substances. So hopefully it's not something like that. Hopefully that he's well enough to come off and do one more tour. Talking about bands going out and doing this sort of one more time or one more go around. I mean, have you been following this Motley Crue tour?
No.
Mick Mars has officially retired from touring. He's now been replaced. He's also suing the band. He's suing the band for because apparently they tried to basically pay him off for a fraction of what he's worth.
That sucks.
Now that he's no longer on the tour and he's not sitting down for that per se. That being said, I mean, all of the stuff that surrounds Vince Neil, if you've never listened to a recent live performance from Motley Crue, you're really not missing a whole lot. The band still plays well, but I mean, Vince vocally is never
a little bit.
And listen, I get it. I'm closer to 50 than I am to 40. Like things change as you get older, but I mean,
the same energy of youth is no longer there.
I mean, I've seen Motley live twice, and I saw we know that Vince has been using backup singers since Carnival of Sin, that's a while ago, but at least then he could still kind of carry a note. But now, yeah. Kim's got a thought on that. She says Aerosmith was amazing when I saw them, and if you can, you should catch their final tour. Is that your way of saying you want tickets, honey? Because
you got one shot.
Look into
that. September 12th in Toronto.
Yeah. I mean, what's the closest thing after that?
Don't know for sure.
Over the border somewhere.
Probably.
We both have passports.
Circling back, it was Eileen Saki, who played the owner of Rosie's Bar.
Rosie's Bar
died at 79.
I don't recall that coming up very often.
I believe it was in the later seasons. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But Japanese actress also appeared on Good Times and Chips.
Oh.
So
okay, very good.
Yeah.
Follow up from Kim, Tubba B syndrome. There's a whole. You have to look this up. I'm not going to bring it up, but
what, the Kickstart My Heart performance?
So yeah.
My son laughs his butt off every time he hears those misheard lyrics.
Yeah, so I mean, if you ever watch the guys, the guys that do bad lip reading,
yep,
it's almost like that. Like the videos, it's a live performance of Motley Crue, and somebody has superimposed over the screen what they think he's saying.
Yep.
And I kid you, Tubba B is definitely a word that comes up in there. So
there's another YouTuber that my son watches, and he is quoted as saying the one lyric, instead of "Come on, boys, let's rock the house,"
yeah,
it comes out sounding like "poopy butt around the house."
Poopy butts around the house.
Exactly. And it makes him laugh every time.
I got the cops coming after me. Plug a car in, going to Bubby in my heart. Find out. Oh. Okay, I'm never going to do that again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you will.
Anyway, circling back around to Aerosmith. If you don't want to miss the thing, get your tickets sooner than later.
Yeah, and don't be amazed if they sell it.
Oh, and by the way, with special guests, the Black Crowes.
Yeah, so there's a bonus.
That might be worth going for alone
for
if you've never seen the Black Crowes. And I have not. I have not seen Aerosmith. I have not seen the Black Crowes. So I would be interested in potentially seeing that. I have seen Joe Perry, though. I saw Joe Perry play the Joe Perry Project opened for Motley on the first time I saw Motley Crue. So
There you go.
oh, hello, Sarah. Sarah tuning in tonight from the UK says, I saw Aerosmith play at Donington in 1990. They were really good. Yeah, 1990. So that was that before
Couple
or
years
after Armageddon?
That'd be before
Before
Armageddon. Was
Armageddon.
90.
So 1990, we're talking about after their big resurgence. Permanent Vacation was what,
Yep.
80, 87, and then Pump. So Pump would have been right around this time.
Yeah, and this is before Crazy, I think.
Oh yeah. So I think Pump is the new one. So that's Janie's Got a Gun.
Yep.
Love in an Elevator was on that. Yeah, what an awesome time to see Aerosmith. Yeah, in the 90s.
Kim put in another one.
Married a rock. Married a rock star.
Told you.
I can't help it. It's like being in the shower or alone in the car.
It's like I'm not even here.
They are both not. They are safe spaces for me to rock out. Can't help it.
Got to rock out sometimes.
Well, there's going to be more rock news on this
There
episode
is.
because there's a lot going on in the musical world and stuff that resonates with me. I don't know if we got another one here coming up right now.
I don't know if it's next, but this one resonates pretty big with me.
That's right. It's your Christmas.
It is my Christmas.
Your Christmas is coming up.
Yeah, coming up this Saturday is Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
First Saturday in May, whole bunch of comics going to be free. You got to go out, find yourself a local comic book store, and
I believe
go visit.
I believe we posted the full lineup earlier this week.
Did.
Yeah. So you can go back onto the Fandom Power page on Facebook, and you can see the full list of free titles that are coming out this year. What are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to the Spider-Man Venom book.
Okay.
Probably the Avengers X-Men as well.
Yep.
And then honestly, I don't know what else to pick, but if you go to GNU in Oshawa, he's given you the opportunity to get 6 books.
Yeah, because I mean, we went through this last year with our a little jaunty trip. Wasn't really aware of that. The publishers don't comp these to the retailers.
No.
The retailers are
They're
actually
on the hook to pay
paying.
for them,
They're
yeah.
paying for them. Yeah. So,
But
they say nothing's truly free, and isn't that so true?
true.
It's free to you, the consumer,
But there's
Yeah.
a purpose. I mean, it brings you into the store when maybe
absolutely.
you wouldn't go.
Yeah.
But go in that store because you're going to find something that you might not know you needed.
And over the years, I mean, Free Comic Book Day has become this thing where, like, at least the big players like Marvel and DC will use Free Comic Book Day to launch an event,
Yep.
some sort of storyline event. So this is a good jump on point if you're thinking about getting into comics or you've maybe been away from comics for a while, that this is a good way to sort of circle back around.
Yeah, because like every publisher puts out something, so you can at least sample from their work.
Yeah.
And there's always cosplayers encouraged, so you might see somebody dressed up in costume.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll probably see some Star Wars guys wandering around new books.
Has he talked about getting the 501st?
I don't know if it's 501st, but there are going to be some form of Imperial Trooper.
Oh, that's interesting. If you're just joining us now, everybody, it's Wes and Andy here for Random Fandom Tuesday night, where we are chatting about all of the other pop culture and entertainment news that sort of caught our attention over the week. Of course, if you've seen a headline or something cool in the entertainment world that you want to talk about, hit us up in the comments on whatever platform you're watching on, or you can hit the WhatsApp link and you can call in. We'd love to hear from you.
The first official working one.
The first call that isn't one of us. All right, where are we going to next? Oh, did you any more for a Free Comic?
Well, we can circle back to it later.
Okay, sure.
It's a reminder later.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not going to forget.
Well, I know you're not. What's next here? Oh, this is amazing.
Some more music news.
So there's a lot going on musically. I am really happy about this one because I personally see, as a Foo Fighter fan who was not a Foo Fighter fan in the beginning, to me, Foo Fighters they're like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's a band that gets better with age. It's like a fine wine. And I sincerely mean that. I really feel like some of the best music has been written in the later releases. Completely unaware that in the wake of the tragic loss of Taylor Hawkins, that the guys went immediately right in. Apparently, it would seem anyway that they went into writing mode, and of course, music is one of those outlets that I think a lot of people
to emotionally process.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's this album coming out, and it is being what I've read so far says this is everything that was coming out of them after the death of Taylor, and the first single, Rescued, is out. It sounds amazing. I'm gonna take a risk here. I'm gonna kind of get a sample here. Let's see if I can do this without getting
Ding.
of course I'm going to. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. You should be able to hear this.
Maybe.
We're gonna try it. Oh well, let's of course ads that we're gonna talk over. It's fine.
At least it's 5 seconds.
Oh, isn't that? Listen to that. It's beautiful.
Not bad. Kind of reminds me of
Came out of nowhere. I mean, if that doesn't talk about,
of
right?
what
Yeah.
had happened.
So,
Yeah.
of course, it's Rescued. It's the Foo Fighters. It's amazing. And if the rest of the album is anything like this, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this one. Yeah, Foo Fighters. Okay.
Oh, the guitar riff's got a little bit of the hip almost influence in there.
Almost. Yeah.
Before it kicks in.
Oh, Kim says, sorry, I can't hear anything. Okay, that's fine. It's my fault. Well, guess what? We got to listen to a few seconds of Rescued by the Foo Fighters.
So if you didn't,
please do go and check that out. It is, especially if you're a Foo Fighters fan, it is so good.
Got one coming in from Zach here.
Zach, Dave Grohl is a rock god. It's a great song. Could not agree with you more, sir. It is so good. Now, something else I want to look ahead because I think you put them fairly close together.
I don't know what I did.
I don't know either, but I'm going to find out because I think it's, oh, no, we're going to take a break on that one. We'll circle back to music. It's going to come up at least one more time.
It will.
I just saw this today. This is another one. It's kind of breaking.
It's like getting you prepped for tomorrow.
The little teaser hit the interwebs recently.
It did.
For Dune Part 2. Oh, Denis Villeneuve's Dune Part 2. Full trailer coming out tomorrow. So if you're if you're watching this in the replay, hopefully you've seen it by now, and hopefully it's as satisfying as I think it's going to be. Have you read anything about this?
I have not.
Okay. Have you seen Part 1 yet?
I still have not seen Part 1 yet.
It's on Crave.
Is it already there?
It's on Crave. Yeah, it's been there for a while.
Well, then it's my fault.
Yeah. Or no, sorry. Yeah, Crave. It's Warner's, right? It is a Warner movie.
Maybe.
I know it is out. I know I've seen it twice now. Yeah. Once in the theater.
At the very least, I think I have it on the PVR to watch.
Highly recommend. Of course, it is, it's a film adaptation of a famous science fiction novel.
Yep.
It's not the first kick at Dune. This is at least there was the 84, the David Lynch film, which, by the way, I love it. I know it's campy as crap, but I mean, I actually like that part of it. The weirding guns. It's cool stuff. But the Villeneuve film is much more in line tonally with the book. There are some interesting changes, and they say that the second part is going to continue in that style. That part 2 is going to introduce not Raban, Fade, the nephew of the Baron Harkonnen. And apparently there's going to be some changes to that character to make him more in line with the rest of the Harkonnen. No, to make him visually more in line with the Harkonnens as we see them in Part 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so very interesting to see, interested to see what that character looks like. Oh, but in the Lynch movie, that was Sting's character.
Really?
Yeah, Sting. Full trailer comes out tomorrow. Can't wait to see it. Did you watch the teaser?
I did.
Starts with the thumper.
Yeah,
and every time the thumper goes off, it flashes to one of the face of one of the characters
through with some sand.
Yeah, very, very cool. I cannot wait for this. So glad they took a risk too, because they apparently they said they were waiting for box office returns on Part 1 before they
would go for
Part 2. Yeah.
Well, that's the same type of deal that happened with Alita, wasn't it?
So we probably should have included a slide for that one. You want to talk about that for a second?
Well, we can. I didn't get a slide, but I did actually read something today that talks are taking place.
Yeah, Alita Battle Angel Part 2. Yeah. I thought for sure that was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I don't know why people didn't go and see this movie.
Yes, it's awesome.
I've watched it
a few times.
enough. I like the movie enough that I went back and I found the anime and watched the anime.
Nice.
Just so that I could see sort of the changes, and it's pretty faithful.
Hmm.
If anything, the movie, like at the end of the anime, like it's over.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sequel. It's over. The movie just kind of adds that little extra bit, like we're gonna go up, and that's where our sequel is. And yeah, I fully am on board with a
Bring
sequel.
back Christoph Waltz, and we're good.
Yeah. All right, Dune.
What's next?
Wait a second. Incoming. What's going on here? Oh,
Mustache Gate Part 5.
my wife is she's feeding me real-time intel right now on the new Mustache Gate. We did talk about that on our Mandalorian, on our
season 3
wrap
wrap up.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. We've talked about it, not a whole lot, but we did talk about it on Sunday with the wrap up of season 3 of The Mandalorian. By the way, if you haven't watched season 3 of The Mandalorian, man, you should have. You should. I would be really happy if you watched our show as well, because then you could watch our show and be caught up with The Mandalorian, and you get to hear us talk about all our crazy wild theories that turned out to be completely wrong.
Well, some of them we nailed though.
No, we did. Some of them we
nailed it.
Exactly. And but yeah, Mustache Gate Part 2.
Well, at the very least, it gives them an opportunity to bring back Giancarlo
Esposito. And I said in my notes, like, does that not set up a thing, like the way that they were going?
Definitely a warlord versus warlord.
That's what I mean. Like Thrawn going after one of his own or one of the remnant. Yeah. Well, okay, that's interesting. Stuttering John. I'm not going to read that. But okay. That's an interesting one, but thanks for that one. We're definitely not going to read that on there.
Oh, there's a one from Sarah though.
Oh, right on. Sarah says, apparently George Lucas had considered David Lynch to direct Star Wars Return of the Jedi.
That would have been
been surreal. Can you imagine what that would have looked like?
Oh my gosh.
I don't see why not, though. I mean, we actually had a conversation about that, about Spice from Kessel. I mean, it's totally melange spice from Dune. Sure. So why not get the Dune director to do a Star Wars movie?
Yeah.
I
mean, at the very least, that'd be a perfect setup for Visions. Just give each director a different, go nuts.
I'm looking forward to that. Visions is coming out here very shortly. We're still looking and taking your thoughts and opinions on our social media over at Fandom Power on Facebook. You can find us Fandom Power on Twitter, or you can reach the show directly at fandompower3@gmail.com. Do you guys want us to cover Star Wars Visions episodically the way that we would cover one of our live action Star Wars shows?
Because traditionally they are a whole lot shorter.
They are considerably shorter. Now, volume 1, we broke into what, 2 or 3, I think, 2 or 3 shorter episodes. We're more than happy to do that again. Also, totally happy to do a detailed breakdown of each episode if that's what you guys are up for.
Actually, I think we have a slide for Visions.
Do we? Oh, okay. Well, I guess I got ahead of that.
That's all good.
Oh, this one also broke today. Now, a couple weeks ago, Super 7, Brian Flynn, the guys over at Super 7, action figure people, released a photo of Valeria. Now, I have been a fan of Conan the Barbarian since the first time I saw it. I don't even know how old I was.
Yeah.
If you've seen, I have a small section dedicated to the wave 1 of the figures, plus the Conan on the beach.
Yeah.
Between my wife and I, we have a bunch of a few of the hero prop swords. They're like actual forged, like the Atlantean sword, the father, and Valeria's sword. So we are Conan fans in this household, and I have been saying that this is a line that
needs expansion.
Well, yes, it does. And yes, they are doing that. But like this Thulsa Doom that's in this wave, this is going to be like the third Thulsa Doom. I don't need every variant of every character from every frame of film ever. I just need the core cast. Now I've got 2 Conans.
Wouldn't you like at least a couple slave girls? Just to like have kneeling at the throne of Conan.
Well, see now, no, I don't need that, because we never got our King Conan movie. We got Conan at the end of Conan the Destroyer. sitting on the, or well, no, and Conan the Barbarian sitting on the throne, wandering about the world with Mako's wizard character talking, but that is another story.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's coming.
We never got it. But I was saying to my wife that, you know, if we were going to collect, because we share in the action figure collecting hobby.
Yeah.
So there's her stuff, there's my stuff, and then there's our stuff together. And Conan is one of our things together. I'd said, you know, if we just get like the core cast, and I was saying they need to do Valeria, but more importantly, I need a Subutai. I love that character. He might be my favorite character in the whole movie. And there he is.
Nice.
We're getting Subutai, so I'm quite happy about that. An interesting choice with Valeria. They're going with the Valkyrie Valeria before the Thief version of her. I didn't see that coming. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I will take it.
It's a good looking figure.
Yeah, she's a great looking figure.
Which is
figure on a figure.
Yeah. Which is a bit better than I can say for the alternate head sculpt.
Oh, you want the
Conan.
The alt Conan sculpt.
It looks honestly like something has been inserted, or the pressure has just been blown out on Mars and his eyeballs are about to pop out.
But I remember that scene in the movie. I mean, this wave is obviously inspired by that final battle at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
After they've prepared the defenses around that, it's not a monolith. It's, what do you call it? It's like a Stonehenge looking kind of thing out in the countryside.
Yeah.
But yeah, Subutai with his signature bow and helmet. Awesome character. I cannot wait to get my hands on these. If you go and buy the entire wave directly from Super 7, you will also get the bonus super pack of all the weapons. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you own any of these Conan action figures from Super 7, then you know that the weapons are not to scale. They're huge. Conan's sword is like twice as long, almost twice as long as the real sword is. I'm like, that's interesting. But anyway, they're very cool. I love them. I cannot wait to get my hands on them. What is Kim saying here? So right, Andy. It's Arnold on Mars. Oh my gosh. Yes, Arnold on Mars. It is so. Let me go back to that.
Yeah, his eyeballs are about to pop out. It's total Conan.
Oh my god, total Conan. Conan recall. It's so true.
And there, another one. If you make figures from Total Recall, everybody would need the three-breasted girl.
Oh yeah. 2 in the front, 1 in the back for dancing.
No, she had 3 in the front.
I know. I was just making a joke. Sorry, I hope not to offend anybody.
Nah.
All right, so this one is for you.
Yeah,
I know this is one of yours for sure. For
the 60th anniversary Avengers, they're releasing a Thor and Destroyer 2-pack.
This is interesting. So this is clearly comic inspired.
Yeah, so Thor is rocking his I want to say late 80s, early 90s beard.
Okay.
And the Destroyer armor is, the Destroyer armor.
Now, the Destroyer, does it follow sort of the same trope as what we understand in the movie, that it's like this aspect of Odin?
Yeah, Odin says go, and it goes.
And it goes. Okay.
But, and it is clocking in at $83.99.
That's $83.99 Canadian?
I don't know for sure yet.
Okay. All right. And it's
another one of those scary price points.
When is this one dropping?
Soon, I think.
Soon.
Pre-orders are out
ish. Soonish.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Oh,
another music one.
Okay, before I talk about this one, because
now you let me hear the track.
I did. I played it last week for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's this thing with lots of bands have done this over the years, where they've gone into their back catalog and they've kind of like played with their own music, and they've tried to
Metallica.
So yeah, but that's the thing. Like Symphony and Metallica was one. And that's one of the better ones, if you ask me. Specifically where a symphony orchestra is concerned, that stands out to me. Kiss Alive 4 with the Melbourne, depending on where you are in the world, symphony orchestra. That was good. Recently, U2 did a thing. Now, they did it another way. They didn't use a symphony orchestra, but they kind of did. They went into their catalog and they took it's like a triple length album, and they stripped their music down and they've reinterpreted it with this, like, this ensemble, I guess.
Okay.
And it's this really cool. I don't know how to explain it. If you're a U2 fan, go and check it out. But this caught my attention. I was going through my through Spotify and sort of what's sort of on my radar. And the lead single for this new record, this new Def Leppard, Drastic Symphonies, this is going back into the catalog using the original vocals and doing a symphonic kind of thing. Yeah. And the first single is Animal. And it's pretty freaking cool. We were talking, my brother's visiting from out of town, and we were talking in the car the other day, and he's like, what's the best concert you've ever seen? Hands down, when Kim and I back in 2014, we went to it was a big summer tour. It was a big news that year. Kiss and Def Leppard did a co-headlining tour in 2014, and we went as VIPs to that show.
Nice.
Best concert going experience of my life. Absolutely, hands down. Yeah, Def Leppard, new record. Speaking of May the 4th.
With May the 4th.
May the 4th.
Star Wars Visions.
Man, and it's not even just a May the 4th thing. I mean, May the 4th, the actual day itself, there's going to be all kinds of...
Yeah.
You can expect that the rest of that week going... Well, it's this week, really.
Yeah.
Today's Tuesday. May the 4th is Thursday.
It is.
So I would expect Thursday, Friday, and possibly over the weekend, watch the official social media for Star Wars, Hasbro, watch all that stuff. Because if you're a Star Wars fan, we're going to see stuff. I don't know what. I'm hoping that the celebration, the extended celebration trailer, that's what I'm hoping for. If you haven't seen it already, I believe you can still find it out there. There was a Ahsoka trailer that was shown at Star Wars Celebration earlier this year that is slightly longer than the one that the rest of the world got. Of course, it's been spoiled left and right. It was the one that shows Lars Mikkelsen's face as Grand Admiral Thrawn, but they got to see it at Celebration. I'm hoping that we'll get a high-res version of that. Maybe some more news on Skeleton Crew. I wouldn't mind that. And of course, I will be looking for all of the Star Wars Black Series reveals. And you know they're coming.
True. You can pretty much bank, though, they're going to do like a season, a behind-the-scenes thing for season 3 of Mando.
Yeah,
probably on Disney Plus.
In the same way that Marvel's been doing it with
usually like a week after you get the drop of all the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. What are they calling that? Marvel, it's what, Legends?
Yeah.
Anyway, the behind the scenes show.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. Visions. That's the next one up here in 2 days. So
lots of different styles.
I guess by Sunday we better figure out how we're doing this. if we're gonna cover it episodically, or if we're gonna cover it sort of
we
collectively.
Sunday's trivia night.
Oh, that's right. We do. We got trivia. Man, I'm glad you're thinking, because I'm not. All right, what's next here? Let me just have a look at. I'm just previewing ahead here. Oh, we're almost out of slides.
I know.
That's
but
okay.
This one kind of coincides with Comic Book Day.
Oh, sure.
If you really want to make it a full-on day,
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy opens this weekend.
It does open this weekend.
So,
I have tentative plans to see it early next week.
Nice.
So I may not be able to comment on it this time next week, but the week after that, and hopefully by that time, that'll be 2 weeks in, you will have all seen it and we can talk about it openly.
Now, apparently 2 of the credit scenes have already been leaked.
Oh,
I haven't seen them.
Descriptions or actual scenes?
Actual scenes, apparently.
Oh, that's never fun.
But what are you going to do? So when you go watch it, watch till the end.
So you have no idea, just that it's been...
That 2 of them have been leaked.
Okay, without any details.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Kimberly says, I can't wait to see Guardians.
No, it is rumored this is the end of the road for Guardians, though.
End of the road. So, but you know what? James Gunn has said right from the beginning that this would be the final
piece
film
of
with this iteration of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Now, if you've read the comics, you know they switch out constantly.
This version.
Yes.
So I'm still wanting, and I know I'm in the minority here.
You want the old one?
I want my Guardians 3000. I want, I want Martin X and Charlie 27, and I want, Vance Astro with Captain America's shield. I want all that.
It could work.
We've already got, well, it could, but it won't.
Sure, it could. They're from the future. The future hasn't happened yet in Marvel.
Well, so Yondu, who's deceased, is an original Guardian of the Galaxy.
Maybe Yondu is just Yondu's great-great-grandfather.
Oh, maybe. What about Stakar? Now that's Stallone, who plays Stakar. Starhawk.
Another great-great-grandfather. Space lineage.
Yeah, that's true. Multiverse.
There you go. That's already there. We're good.
Oh man, volume 3. So are we looking at that's a square photo. Is this like the soundtrack?
This is a portion of the poster.
Portion. Okay.
Clipped down.
Okay. I thought it was formatted. This must be the soundtrack.
But whoever's on that soundtrack is about to get royalties like crazy.
I guess so, yeah.
Always a good soundtrack on these ones.
Always hand selected by James Gunn.
And he does no wrong.
Yeah. Oh man.
This one's local to us.
What's going on here?
Also opening this weekend.
This
is Highland Cinema.
Is this finally? Oh, this is the actual the building's opening.
They're opening for their 44th season.
Oh.
So I know not everybody is in the Kawartha Lakes region, but if you happen to get to Cottage Country in Ontario, you owe it to yourself to go see this place at least once. This has got to be the most interesting theater in Canada.
So this is this building has been featured on, I don't know if you remember the show Weird Homes.
Yes.
So it was featured on Weird Homes. My wife had one of her first jobs working up there for a short period of time.
There's a documentary coming.
I was going to say, we talked about the documentary before. I was going to ask, was there any more news on that?
I don't know for sure,
okay.
But
we did get to see a clip though.
We did.
There is a clip. I'd be interested to know how much, if it's closer to completion.
Yeah. I definitely want to see it when it comes out.
But it's an interesting place. Like when they did their episode of Weird Homes, and remember, like this is built off a guy's house.
Yeah.
And it's been the same owner continuously throughout.
He's 74 this year.
Yeah. Who has, on his own, slowly over the course of decades expanded from 1 screen to 2 to 3.
And they are now at 5.
It's 5 now.
It's a 5-screen theater, but it's a museum. There is so much to see in this place. Like, you want pop culture, you go down the history of pop culture.
Yeah. I mean, this is not going to the Googleplex and getting the top-notch leather recliner seats
with the IMAX Dolby surround.
No, but this is
the experience of it.
This is
nowhere else.
A cinema history that exudes in this building. Interestingly enough, and this is one of the things I remember from that episode of Weird Homes, at least one of the theaters, the seats, they were purchased from an old porn house.
I'd buy it.
Yeah, they were purchased from a porn house in the States. That's pretty cool. I mean, obviously cleaned up, reupholstered, but again, cinema history.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't tell you the last time I was up there for a film, to be honest with you.
Last year. You
went last year?
I did. A couple times.
I think I went.
It's not summer if I don't go.
I saw there's something about Mary up there. Ooh, that's going back a bit. By myself.
But yeah, if you're in the area or if you're making the trip, carve out some time for that.
All right. It's Highlands Cinema. And I believe it is on County Road. Is it still County Road? It's on the 503.
Something like that. In Kinmount.
Yeah, Kinmount. All right. Oh, look at that. It's
toy hunting at Dollarama time.
Toy hunting at Dollarama for this week. Where are we at?
So here's your toy tips this week. If you're heading out to a Canadian Dollarama, keep your eyes open. They've got Mr. Potato Heads on for $5.
Oh.
Now, these generally retail for $22. So you're saving quite a bit.
Interesting. Now, is that the generic potato head there, or is that a themed potato head?
That particular one is a themed one, but they do have multiple ones. Like they have the plain one, they have the Rockstar one, they have.
I remember that at one time you could just buy potato head accessories and stuff to plug in them. Yep. Can you still do that?
I think so, as far as I know.
$5 potato heads. Okay. And what's the World of Warcraft?
The World of Warcraft. Now, this is not exactly a toy, but it is pop culture related. It is a World of Warcraft pop-up book.
Yeah.
And if you're a fan of the franchise, this one might be for you. It's on sale. has been around for a couple weeks now, but you can still find it. It's in the $5 tier, but in original retail, it was $79.95.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
So for a Warcraft fan,
that is
you cannot go wrong.
That's a great chunk of savings.
Mm-hmm.
And no new graphic novels this week.
Not that I saw.
Nothing that you noticed. Yeah, it's been a bit of a treasure trove there for graphic novels.
It has been. Yeah. You can't go wrong there.
So, I mean, if you're looking for something to read,
great reader copies.
You can't go wrong there. Wow, man, that's it for this week, isn't it? Yeah, wow, that is the last one. No,
I thought there was one more.
You got something else you're on your mind?
Maybe
18. That's it.
Oh, maybe not.
We hit it. We hit the limit. We hit the limiter.
Oh. And we got over the 30-minute
mark. Did we? Where are we at? I haven't even looked.
Oh,
there we are. Just shy of an hour. Well, that's a good length of a show for a Tuesday night.
A little bit of news, a little bit up and down. And
decompress after your work day. I hope you had a great day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Let's get this out of the way here so we can there. Oh, that's not right. There, that's right. That's better. That's better. Hope you guys had a good time. You guys got anything before we wrap this up that you want to talk about? Now's your time to jump in. Hit us up in the comments. Give us a call.
Now's your chance, Eric. Call in.
Or private message me to tell me how it's still not working.
Come on, this could work.
Do tune in on Sunday night, though, as Andy just reminded me that it is the latest edition of Fandom Power Trivia Night. This is what our fourth edition of that
or something like that.
Yeah. Now,
this one is an anything goes theme.
You have told us, and we have listened, that trivia nights are fun and you like them. So I expect to see everybody out there on Sunday night chiming in the comments. Are we doing timed questions this week?
We'll give people,
we give them a reasonable amount of time. I know that there's a delay on the internet, so we gotta take that into consideration. Well, it looks like that's about it for us. The chat is pretty quiet at this point, so I'm guessing everybody's just happy to be a passenger this week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. We'll be back again next week with more of the same because the entertainment world is just a gift that keeps on giving, and it's some days it's news from the weird, and other days it's not.
Other days it's wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. But do tune in on Sunday night as we are back for trivia night once again. That's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll get some semblance of production schedule figured out here as we go forward into in the short video category. As we still have some ideas that are percolating over here in the virtual pot. But there is stuff coming from us, and hope you guys have a great week. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world. Excuse me. Wow.
Get out there and find a comic book shop.
Yes, do take part in Free Comic Book Day wherever you are. I mean, it is it an international event?
It is. Yeah. It takes place, all over.
I wasn't sure if it was just.
I don't know if it expands past North America.
I was going to say I wasn't sure if it was only a North American thing,
but it's definitely North American.
Yeah, for sure, it is. All right, guys, that's it for us here at Fandom Power. Hope you had a great time, and I hope you have a great week. Until we meet again, everybody, which will be on Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern for Fandom Power. My name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
And we will see you on the next one. Goodbye for now, everybody.
This is the May.
This is the May.